Hello everyone, and John. Hi John, I wanted to give you a tour of the inside of your new scope before I put the lid back on. Anyhow, here's a display of the probe adjust output. You see it synced up quite nicely. So I just wanted to show if you're looking at something and you're getting, looking at a square wave and rolling like that, we're just going to hit the level control and we should see it just come in any second, blink, and it locks right on. So we can a little fiddly, but once I cleaned these push buttons right here, both traces worked, and while I had it apart, I cleaned all the other switches on the front. Sorry if I keep drifting off to the left. You know. Anyhow, so the insides. Okay, there's the CRT. Don't touch that, might kill you. There, high voltage line running back. Here is the extraordinarily dangerous part of the scope. Couple of adjustments here, so I've cleaned the switches and pots there. So let me see if I can actually, I want to turn this off while I do this. And alrighty, so all the fun stuff that has to be cleaned on the Tech 922 is under here, these pots. So these two pots were actually frozen. And under here are these weird little cam switches, where there are switches mounted right on the PC board and cams on this, cams at this shaft turn it on and off. If you are not careful taking it apart, apparently they're really difficult to put back together. So I was very careful. I'm not going to show you what piece of United States currency I modified to clean them. It turns out that U.S. currency is a great contact cleaner because it's not actually paper, it's linen, it holds together nicely. You can put cleaning compound on it. Anyhow, I digress. Alright, so they switched. It was actually acting up. Is that guy right there in the center of the screen? Come on, focus. Anyhow, it's not going to focus too well, but that switch was a total pain in the butt to get to. To get to that, you take everything off of here, take that board off, get that metal out of the way, all of the front comes off. Anyhow, it's all clean, and as you can see, it works there. I would show you both traces, but one trace basically looks like the other. So that's it. I have to say, of the tech scopes that I've played with, the 922 comes apart pretty easily. So if you just happen to find this video on YouTube and curious about the 922, man, this is basically it. And there's not much more topside. So what I've heard about problems on this, these capacitors right here have a tendency of going bad. That fuse has a tendency of blowing. And these switches and the switch right there, they have a tendency of getting dirty. I cleaned them. If I couldn't get to the switch, I cleaned with zero residue cleaner. If I could get to the switch contacts, then I carefully used this super contact cleaner, which does leave a little bit of residue, but it's supposed to be good for gold-plated contacts. So I didn't just spray that in there willy-nilly. I put that on a Q-tip and use it to carefully clean the contacts off. And that's about it. 922 is a good workhorse scope. As I say, there's really not. Here's the other side. There's not a whole lot in this guy. I will say it's a lot easier to take apart than, say, the 468 or the 465. Those are a little more difficult to get to things. I personally think maybe my mind will change as I tear into my 465. So I've ranted on enough here. I guess real quick, since I've got it right here, might as well turn it back on, right? So reapply power. I'll try to keep this. Actually pointed at the screen. Now let me find the scope probe. And this cable comes down from my crappy B&K function generator. And yep, see, this is why I always wondered why YouTube videos were so crappy. It's because people like me are doing them. It's like, gotta hold camera with one hand. There we go. Alright. Alright, so let's see if I can lock this display on here. There we go. Now, I did say, in fact, that function generator is crappy, right? It might be drifting too much to latch onto, but we will try. Come on. Come on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not going to futz with it anymore. I'm going to blame my function generator on this. But let's look at some other waveforms. So here is supposedly a sine wave. I say supposedly because if the thing will focus, you'll find that it's not. It's got a nice sharp peak on it, and in general it's a pretty crappy looking wave. And triangle wave. See if I can get that to settle down a little bit. It'd be nice if it would. I'm drifting off. Oh well. Let me play with it some more and see if I can get it to lock in. Ooh, that's kind of pretty, but not useful. Ooh, that's pretty too. Oh, man, if I just switched to internal, locked right on there. So, yep. So anyhow, it works. Oh, let's just switch over here. So this was the switch that was really screwing up. Select single trace, dual trace. So let's go over here to the other input. And look, there we locked right on. Isn't that just gorgeous? So why don't we just stare at the corner of here? Let's look at just one corner. See, you can see the waveform on the screen now. I'm sorry, I'm drifting around. Huh. I always yell at YouTube videos, oh my god, you guys, you really should, bolt your camera to something so you can use both hands. And here I am, just like waving around. I mean, I'm surprised you can't see the frickin' ceiling. Oh, that's all. So, you're welcome, John. And, thanks for the pet and everything. And I hope this helps you diagnose your pet some. Alright, catch you later.